Hi guys, and welcome to the history of Haiti. This is our first episode, so I would like to tell you about what I intend to do with those series. I have to start by saying that I'm not an historian, but love to learn facts about the past, so I hope you do too. These episodes are intended to give you guys a basic knowledge of Haitian history. I will be using the materials that are taught in the Haitian school system and sometimes the internet in order to add more details. I also want you to be aware that there are often many different versions of history. So if you hear something different from what is told in those series, please do your own research. It would be great if you could come to my website, tiajupa.net, and tell me about those differences. I will be very happy to make the appropriate corrections in the following episodes if necessary. That said, let's start with our first episode. This episode is entitled Ayiti, Boyo, Kiskeya. Those three words are the name by which the indigenous people used to call what is today known as Hispaniola. Each of those words mean the island of high mountains. Before the arrival of the Europeans, the island was inhabited by the Taino, who are believed to be relatives of the Arawakan people of South America. The Taino were often at war with the Carib tribes. The Caribs were a fearsome Amerindian tribe who lived in the Lesser Antilles. We know that many Carib women spoke the Taino language, and that is because most of the time the Caribs got their women from raiding Taino villages. Today, we don't know for sure where the Taino of Haiti came from. Some historians ask whether they were Caribs who became peaceful because of the climate. Another more plausible explanation is that the Taino used to live in what is today South America and migrated northeast to the Caribbean islands because their villages were often raided by the Carib tribe. I have to tell you guys that there are no documents relating the history of the island before the arrival of Columbus. When I say before the arrival of the Europeans, I am actually talking about the life of the Taino as it was recorded by those same Europeans. However, I also believe that the customs and the lifestyle of the native Haitians did not suddenly change a few hours before the Europeans came. In other words, I believe that it is right to assume that life before the arrival of the Spaniards was the same as when they had just arrived. It is widely agreed that about 1 million Tainos lived on the island of Haiti before the arrival of the European mercenaries. As I said before, we still don't know exactly how the Taino got to the island of Haiti. One thing that we do know is that they weren't savages. The Taino had a very rich and sophisticated language which went beyond the simple juxtaposition of syllables. Some of those words have survived and are still used today in Haiti. For instance, poets were called sambas, and it's a great example of a Taino word which is still in use today. The Taino of Haiti were also well organized politically, socially, and religiously. Before the arrival of Christopher Columbus, Haiti was divided in 5 chieftains, or kingdoms, known as caciques. Each cacique was governed by a cacique, or a chief, and each cacique was assisted by a council of elders. The 5 caciques were the Magua, governed by Guayonex, the Marian, whose cacique was Guacanagaric, the Zaragua, who was governed by Bohekyo and Anacaona, who is actually the most popular samba, the Maguana, whose cacique was named Kaunabo, and finally the Igwe, which was governed by Cochubanama. I believe that it is very important to stress the fact that all those chiefs were living in harmony, and one of the reasons behind such a peaceful relationship was intermarriage. This is pretty much a universal strategy since it is well known that Europeans and African rulers would often intermarry in order to preserve peace. In Hispaniola, Kaonabo, for instance, the cacique of Maguana, was married to Anacaona, sister of Boekyo, both of them caciques of the Zaragua. The forces of those tribes united every time they faced a common enemy. However, the Kiskeas did not maintain any armed forces in times of peace. It is quite comprehensible since it is widely believed that the Tainos were a very peaceful nation. This peaceful aspect of the pre-Columbian era is very important, and as we go along, we will realize that Haiti will never know the peaceful climate that was during the Arawakan time. The villages in the Kiskeas were composed of ajupas, small houses that can still be seen in the Haitian countryside. You have probably realized by now that this is where I got the name of my website, Tiajupa. T means little in Creole, so Tiajupa means little ajupa. Now you know a word in Creole. The young Tainos of both sexes did not wear any clothes until they were about 15. The adults would wear some kind of skirt made out of cotton that covered them from the waist to the knees. They also wear parrot's feathers in the hair for aesthetic purposes. As I said before, the indigenous people of Haiti were also well organized religiously. They prayed to gods called the Zemes, and there are good reasons to assume that they were not monotheistic, and they believed that paradise was situated in the southern tip of Haiti. The priests of the Tainos were called the Buchos. They formed a separate class and were respected by all. They would preside over religious ceremonies. They were doctors, prophets, and interpreted the will of the Zemes. The role of the Taino priest is reminiscent of that of the indigenous African priests, such as those of the Ghana or the Mali Empire. In the Voodoo religion, a religion that was brought to Haiti by black slaves from West Africa, the priests also have various functions even today. But it is safe to say that the role of the voodoo priest, as we know it today in Haiti, was not necessarily influenced by the Taino's religion. I know that a lot of you guys are waiting to hear more about the voodoo religion, and I promise that I will have a special episode on it. That's it for today, guys. In the next episode, I will start talking about the arrival of Christopher Columbus and the Spaniards, their relationship with the Indians, and I will go over the indigenous resistance. The Spanish period is a very long one, so it will take me more than one episode to cover it. Again, guys, this is our first episode, so let me know what you think. Go to my website, tiajupa.net, and write down your comments in the guest book on the discussion video page. Thanks for listening to the history of Haiti. I hope you enjoy it. Aibo.